Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So here today, I'm here to give you guys an honest review of Blade and Soul after playing it for about 10 to 12, maybe 15 hours. I'm still in the early game. I can't talk anything about endgame. Don't ask me about pay to win. We're here for things that matter. All right, content, gameplay, PvP. All right, later on PvE. That's what's more important. If a game sucks, you don't even care if it's pay to win because you don't really care, right? So why play it? So that's what we're here to talk about today. So I've got some PvP to show you guys. I'm going to talk about the settings before I even go into it. So currently, I'm not very good at the game. There's people who've been playing the game for years because it just got ported over here to our area. Or westernized culture, whatever the terminology is. I suck at school, so don't ask me. But the game has been out for about 4 years or so over in the eastern area, and they're just now getting it over ported here. Now there are some pros and there are some cons about a game being old like this. So the first thing is, let me actually play this, and then I'll talk about that. So, my win-loss ratio right now, I'm 38 wins with 12 losses, and I'm level 22 or 23 at the time. In this PvP, everything is equalized except for your skill points, which make a tremendous impact on your character, along with skills, meaning the higher level you are, the more skills you unlock. Certain CC breaks are not available unless you're certain levels. So anyway, we're going to let this play, and I'm going to talk. So this is 1v1 arena that you guys are going to be watching me inside. Now, if you're wondering what Bomani is just an alias it gives to everyone, so you're just unknown and nobody knows who you are. All this footage was taken today from the live stream. You can see I'm wearing the same shirt. You see if I'm flickering it on and off. You see that's me and him. Oh, what was it? So anyway, Let's talk about some pros and cons about Blade and Soul. So first off, I want to get into it being a little bit old, but at the same time, it's good and bad. So here we go. The game is established. It's good. It's already had like its big patches and whatnot. So literally, you can jump into the game. If you like the game, play it. If you don't like the game, don't play it. Because it's been out for so long already, they're not going to make a drastic change and be like, oh, we're changing the combat, we're changing this. No, it's not going to happen. So the game is true action combat. There are some things that are like tap target in a way, but for the most part, everything is true action. So if you look at my character right now, I have this skill that I spam. It's called Sunflower. Don't ask, just fucking accept it, all right? And it is my main damage ability. It's my right click. You can see like the fireball right there. That if I don't aim it, it doesn't hit my target. There is no hard lock on in Blade and Soul. There's soft lock on and hard lock on. There's no hard lock in Blade and Soul though. So soft lock is like if you hover your cursor over the target, you can see there's a little box, and I can see I can see my target. If there's two targets and you flicker between them, like if you just move the mouse, it'll soft lock onto each one. Does that make sense? You can't press a button and say I want to lock onto this target. It doesn't work like that. And every class usually has some type of defensive mechanic, whether it be like an immunity, an invulnerability, a parry, a block, an invisibility, a dodge, an iframe, like freezing yourself. There's many different mechanics, and there's no healer class, so you have to play on that. Again, 1v1 arena is it's so cool to me in games. I wish more games would incorporate it. I understand a lot of games aren't balanced for 1v1 PvP, but the reason why I really like 1v1 PvP is it's simple. It's simple, and here's why. So obviously it's very skill-based, but by simple I mean like you don't have to worry about anything. It's you and your opponent. If you die, it's because of you. You can't blame your team. You don't have to wait. There's no depending on anyone. And this is very important for me, for people who want to get better. People always say, oh, let's take League of Legends, for example. I'm stuck in ELO hell. No, you're just bad. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this is how I improve as a character. I know a lot of people do this because it's just you and your own. So Blade and Soul has this style of matchup and this another style. I can't speak too much on it because I haven't done it, but it sounds really cool. It's 3v3 tag team, and you do 1v1s, and you can like tag your allies in and out, which was kind of interesting. I can't talk too much about it because I haven't actually done it, but it sounded really interesting. So next up, we're going to talk a little bit about PvE and whatnot. So downsides of the game is because the game is 4 or 5 years old, it hasn't adopted to a new questing system, so questing is very boring. I'll be blunt with you guys. A lot of newer generation games, they take the style of this, where basically instead of going to a questing hub, or instead of having like a main NPC you talk to, instead you would just have your quest pop up and like your main storyline pop up, and you just hit accept and turn it in, and hit accept and turn it in. Blade and Soul is not like that. You actually have to go back. There's a lot of backtracking with your quests, and it's a little bit frustrating. But their queuing system for dungeons is very cool, because you can solo your dungeons, or you can group party your dungeons. There are benefits to soloing your dungeons, such as you don't have to roll against anyone. You get the loot as if it's a 5-person party, or 6-person party, except you run it solo. So there actually is, there is an incentive to do it if you want to. It's probably not always the most efficient, but it's not bad. So that's cool. They're not all made to be soloed, so there's like a lot of mechanics that will, you know, really punish you hard for trying to solo it. But it's nice to see that out there, you know? A lot of games don't reward solo players because, you know, they are called MMORPGs, but at the same time, you know, game devs do have to understand that sometimes you don't always want to play with your friends, but you still want to play the game. You can level up by doing arena PvP, so that's one thing. You can see I'm actually gaining experience. You can PvP all the way to max if you wanted to. It's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest. It's actually like a decent rate. Like you could probably get like, I don't know, a level or two an hour, depending on how fast you go, but it's not the fastest by any means. Now, when you're in a dungeon, of course, you have to roll loot against other players, and here's where Blade and Soul is a bit different. It's new. A lot of people don't like it. I don't mind it because it's always fun to see something new. So, you know how in most games you have like rolling need or rolling greed? So rolling greed would, you know, is like you want the item but you don't need it. Rolling need means you need it. Need takes priority over greed. And Blade and Soul, you don't do that. You bid. So if an item drops, you bid money on it. Whoever has the highest bid is the one who gets the item. But, you know, because this is where people are like, oh, but, you know, people who buy money off bots and stuff, they're going to get everything. All of the distributed gold through the bid gets split between the party. So say a guy bids 1 gold, right? He loses his 1 gold, and everyone in the party gets it distributed evenly. So it's like you didn't get the loot because you didn't pay enough, but you got a portion of the other guy's gold, which is really cool. It kind of keeps the economy a little stable. I want to say it does. Could totally be wrong there. So I was really happy to see that. And emphasizing on this again, the PvP is so much fun. You know, I might have to play another character because Summoner is great. Like, I really like it. It's a bit difficult. A lot of people say it's the easiest class. This isn't a thing of who's the easiest, who's the hardest. But I want to see it like from just like a pure deeps in your face, because like, you know, your camera changes when you throw a character up and etc. So we'll see. But right now, I'm really liking Summoner. Because you have to really, you gotta micro your pet, you gotta micro yourself. You know, if your pet dies, you're pretty much fucked. You've got, you know, utility to, basically, like, you can see they're actually, I'm using myself and my pet, so I knocked my target over with my pet, and then use tab and jump my pet on the target. So there's a lot of really cool, intricate things that kind of happen, while playing the Summoner. And, for PvE as well, Summoner is, like, super utility. So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna play it a little more, but there is a Warlock class that's coming out. Not now, there's no set date yet. Supposedly it's coming out after the game actually gets launched, which should be early next year. But that's probably the class I'm gonna take main priority into, opposed to a Summoner. But, yeah, so far it's really fucking cool. All skills are given to you as you level up. And we're gonna go into the skill customization here. Actually, right now I can pop into it. Alright, so as for skill customization, we've got some really cool things. So if you press K and you open up your skills, Blade and Soul is unique. So I'll go over the skill system first, then I'll talk about the customization. It's unique in the sense of, if you were previously watching the video, I should have said this while it was happening, your skills will constantly change. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Under different impairments and stuff, the hotkeys will change. So if I'm CC'd, my certain keybinds, like, instead of, because, you know, you can't attack when you're CC'd, would change to a CC break. Or, you know, you'd have, like, one of 3 different CC breaks. Say one would disarm a target and launch you away. One would, you know, swap places with me in my summon. One would conceal me, make me invisible. So you have an arsenal, and they share different cooldowns. Some of them share the same cooldown, but they share different keybinds, or cooldowns on the same keybind. So you could have one keybind as 3, basically being versatile as 5 different skills. And if you press K, you can see all the keys, everything in here you have, pretty much. It just doesn't all show on the bar, but everything is designated under the same keybind. So like for right mouse button, I've got Sunflower, and I've got Entangle. Entangle basically means if a target is blocking, my right mouse button will turn into an Entangle, and I have the ability to knock them down. Here we go, Rosethorn. Rosethorn, which is my left click, has Footloose, which on a party member recovery state decrease their chi recovery time, so I can basically support and allow them to earn their resource quicker. We've got, for example, Wish, which if my target is dead, I can revive it with my pet. I can revive it with Wish. Tab is also the gap closer between me and my target, or my pet, so I can send my pet at someone with Tab. If a target is stunned, knocked down, dazed, I can go ahead and pin them with my pet as well. So you can see there's a lot of keybinds that hover over the same thing, which I think is a really cool because it becomes really reactionary. And more like muscle memory, not just mashing keybinds, you know. It also kind of moves away from macroing in a way. I'm not gonna say it does 100%, but in a way it does, because you have to inflict the actual impairments on them, or you have to be impaired. So I thought that was really cool. Now, the skill customization, as of now, it's free to respec. I don't know how it's gonna stay, but it's pretty major. So anything that has a 0 by it is something that can be customized. So you have quite a lot of skills to customize if you scroll down. And here's how it works. So I've got Rose Thorn. Rose Thorn is my left mouse button. It's a spam ability. You put 1 point into it, you can see it's a damage increase. Then it splits. If it goes this way, it cannot go this way. You choose one or the other. One would be an AoE, one would be more for single target. But it's pretty extreme what it does. So if you look at the green, this is everything that it gives me. Upon critical hit, next Rumblebee is cast instantly. Rumblebees is my right mouse button. If I spec for Rumblebees, I'm currently on Sunflower. Upon critical hit, Sunflower and Supernova is also available, which means I don't have to respec, I can stay with Sunflower. And it also costs nothing if I crit. So basically, if I crit with my auto attack, I can use a right click for free. Upon critical hit, recover 1 additional focus. Focus is your main resource to spam. It pierces through parry, increase attack speed, increase range attack speed. This is what it does normally. Inflicts damage. It's pretty fucking dire, like, on the difference. Sunflower, you can see this is one of my main spams. It starts off at Rumblebees, right? So you can change how you want it to go. So if you look at the green, you can see everything that changes. Now, please note you also have range, area, which is AoE or not, cast time, and cooldown. So this one would make it so if I crit, it casts instantly, and it uses no focus. Rumblebees, this would be stage 2, tier 2. When I cast it from stealth, I say stealth, and it does an insane amount of damage. It combos with Flying Nettles, which is a different skill that I have, and it pierces counter parry. During stealth time, decrease cast time to 1 second. It does an insane amount of damage, but you can see the cast time goes from 0.3 seconds to 2.5, and now has a cooldown. Upon killing enemies with Rumblebees, resets the cooldown. And then we have Sunflower, which is instacast. Is an AoE centered on caster because the range is true action now. It's not actually, I don't have to have a target. Now I just aim it. Boom, boom, boom. So people can physically dodge it, and it's very easy to dodge as well. And then from there, you can customize it again. You know, you go down the line, and then it changes again. Every skill pretty much has usually at least 2 different ways it can go, and you don't have the ability to put points into everything. So there is a decent amount of customization involved with the game, and I really do like that aspect of it. So next up, we're gonna go look at your gear, because this game is unique in its gear. This might be an easy turnoff to some people, so we're gonna talk about it. Now, you've got your weapon, your necklace, your earring, your ring, and your soul shield. And I don't know if you use this. I don't know what this is. And then you have gems that you socket, and that's all your gear. You don't have armor. It doesn't work like that. So your weapon, you get at like level 1, and you use the same weapon throughout the entire game. Along with, I don't know about your accessories, those might change, but to my knowledge, you use your weapon throughout the entire game. And if you go to, for example, if I go to, what's it called, promote, or I don't know, whatever this is, it's my upgrade, you sacrifice pieces of gear, so other weapons, to your weapon to evolve it. Every time it hits like a level 10 or a level 5, it requires a specific weapon to pass it on. So like, basically you'll have to run a dungeon and get your weapon, or you'll have to kill a field boss / zone boss to be able to upgrade it to the next tier. And of course, on those tiers there are level requirements, so you can't get an insane weapon at level 1, but it's really cool that you don't have to worry about sifting through this and sifting through that, etc. But in that sense, there might be a lack of customization, which is made up for with just pure skilled PvP and customization through your skills. Same with your necklace, your earring, and your ring, but there may be different ones. I don't know about this 100%. So now you got your Bope, or your whatever it's called, pizza slice, you can call it whatever you want. Now how this works is you can see there's a bunch of different ones you have from your pizza slice, right? So you've got multiple different flavors of pizza, and this is like a set bonus for you. So there's different kinds, and you can see as you add them, there's like legitimate set bonuses that you put on with it. And these cannot be actually fully used unless you have a costume. The whole game is based around, I want to say, factions. So for any costume you wear, for the most part, it's tied to a faction, which means there's always open world PvP, because if you have one faction and your enemy's against another faction, you're fighting. Like, you're fighting against the NPCs and you're fighting against the players. You can swap this, I don't want to say it anytime because I don't know, but I know, like, I could unequip this and there's like a, usually there's like a 5-second wait time. But yeah, so that covers a decent amount about the game. Again, I really need to get further into the game before I actually understand everything. But I hope this, you know, cleared up some stuff for you guys. Of course, any questions you have, feel free to drop them down below. So my schedule for now is we're going to be playing Blade and Soul up until Tree of Savior drops, and then we're going to go check out Tree of Savior as well, which is the 25th, I think. I forgot, it's in the 20s. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Remember, Blade and Soul goes to beta the 30th. There's a purchase, I believe, for 25 if you want to get in, although you can most likely just win it through a key giveaway as well. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. And if you enjoyed it, you know, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you can check me streaming at twitch.tv/Pohx, where I stream daily. Have a good one, everybody.